All right, here we go. Hey, welcome back, everybody, to another Tuesday night edition of Chat with the Muskrat. Tonight we got Stan 2. Is Stan 3 going to make it in?
Yeah, he's gonna make it. You know where he's at?
He's on the water.
He's coming off the water. Yeah.
Man, you guys, that boy fishes hard. Fishes hard.
Hard. If my body would let me do it, I'd be hard too. But
yeah, I understand there. If my boat would let me do it, I'd be right there. It comes down to the wallet more than anything, because even if the boat ran, that sucker takes a lot of gas. Hey, we're going to do the show right. We're going to kick it off by saying some hellos and welcome to the show. So we'll get right rocking and rolling. First, I got to say hello and thanks for joining in to my lovely wife, Janice, the #1 sponsor of Muskrat Adventures, the only sponsor for Muskrat Adventures. But Harley was in here early. Harley Neal, thanks for stopping in. JP3, Ernie Brown, and Chrissy Brown, both hanging out with us tonight. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Kentucky Big Cats and Bourbon, avid fisherman, fishing with the Chad. My buddy Tommy over with Minnow Dunkers in the house, talking it up. Betty and Brandon are both they're both listening and cleaning crappie. Apparently, they had a good day on the water again. Betty's taking full advantage of her lifting restrictions. And you got to keep it under 5 pounds. Like, no problem. I just catch 1 pound crappie. I just catch 1,000 of them. How's that? Actually, she's not doing anything she wasn't supposed to do.
That's right. That's right.
We got Mike Kaufman in the house, Country Boy Catfish and Creoles in the house, Stonefly 71, Palmetto Cats is joining in, Tim Molina, Brad Cottle. We got Uncle Lou and Mindy both tuning in tonight. I love it when I see couples on here.
That's awesome, isn't it?
Huh?
I said that's awesome. You know, the whole family. That's great. That's great.
Yeah, I love it. Big Slim 91. I'm going to try to scroll through here real quick, get everybody. Central Valley Adventures. Thank you. J-Dog's in the house. Talked to J-Dog for a little while yesterday. Thanks, brother, for tuning in. Ryan Bortz, Blue Collar Fishing. Another machine when it comes to catfishing. We're due to talk to him again soon on the show. Mike Greenwell's in the house. Thank you, Mike. Bumping Mike Greenwell for tuning in. Wandering Fisherman. Lyle Stokes is in the house with Catfish Weekly. Fins and Finds. Old Bob's in the house. Maurice Kaysen, YouTuber Subscriber of the Year. Award winner right there. Rob over at with Two Old Vets hanging out with us. Boy, oh boy, man. Coming in fast. Coming in hot. Dale Hayslips in the house. And, man, they're coming in fast.
Big night.
Yeah. Alicia is in the house also. Let's see. Wandering Fisherman. If I didn't say it just a minute ago. Stan, go ahead for a second. I'm going to mute myself. I got a phone call coming in I have to take.
Go ahead. We got Brad Cottles. Brad, great to see you. Talked with him yesterday a little bit. Country Boy Catfishing. Fins and Finds. How's it going, my friend? Great to see you. He said wandering. I'm going to say J-Dog again. Appreciate you, J-Dog. Mike Irvin. I know we said Chrissy. I don't know if he got downtown Ernie Brown. Two Old Vets. Rob, how are you? Great to see you. He said Ryan Bortz. Okay. Catfish Weekly. Lyle, how are you? Mindy, I'm going to say hello to Mindy again. Great to see you, Mindy. Alicia. Maurice, great to have you in the house, Maurice. Fishing with Paula Smith. Paula, great to see you. How are you tonight? I'm sure everybody's been out there. Mike Greenwell, how's it going? We got the Weekly Whiskers with Mike Greenwell on Saturday nights. Awesome show there. Harley Neal, thank you for coming in. Laura the Explorer. Quick hellos. That's right. Great to have you in. Appreciate that, Laura. Thank you. Who else do we have? think we done caught everybody up. We're going to have a good show talking about catfish tonight. I know he said that Betty out there, you know, she's taking advantage of all those crappies this time of year. Different parts of the country, it's going to be almost into May. That's going to be transitioning out pretty soon and in for some other parts of the country. Catfish and Pappy, hey, how are you doing tonight?
Thank you, guys. Appreciate that, Stan. We got fishing plans tomorrow with my buddy Herb, and he just called me saying, hey, they're calling for thunderstorms and gusty winds tomorrow afternoon, and we wanted me to take a look at it. Yesterday, when we made the plans, there was no rain or thunderstorms in the forecast, but here we are. Fishing with Paula Smith. Did you already you got everybody? I heard you.
Yeah. Anna just popped in. Anna, got to say hello to Anna. She's awesome. Minnow Dunkers. All right. And I think we're caught up.
I think we're caught up, man. Good job. I appreciate that.
Hey, you know, I have a little experience at it.
You do. I got to be careful because we could send this into midnight easy, and I'm getting up.
Yeah, it has been done before.
Yeah. So Brandon there, Catfish and Dreams. Thanks for tuning in. So yeah, I kind of caught the last part of that, talking about transitioning over from, you know, colder weather as the water's warming up, bait's moving around, and things are changing. Real quick, I'll throw a couple more things out there. Thank you, everybody. We hit 900 subscribers today. 100 to go. Stan, you grew tremendously over the weekend. You're at 8 something, I believe.
Yeah, I'm mind blown. I'm a dude sitting on my couch last year, and now here we are knocking on just past 800, 1,000 coming, and never thought, you know, I started this thinking I'm going to put some videos up with my granddaughters and my son catching some catfish, or, you know, about time of the year to start going down and doing some saltwater fishing and things like that. And, you know, a place for us to put some videos, and yeah, maybe some friends will check it out. And here we are. It just kind of snowballed.
That's exactly how I feel. Haslife's tuning in. Thanks, brother, for tuning in. Appreciate it. I know that it'll be a tough audience tonight to keep. We have Chunky Cats live with like almost 300 people. Those guys got a competition going on this week over on the East Coast, and so it's going to be. Did he say he's giving away 1,000? I can't give away 1,000. I do need to come up with a good giveaway. We are definitely doing a giveaway at 1,000. I have not been able to do giveaways
now I'm trying to come up with the word.
We have a landmark.
Yeah.
Landmarks along the way. I haven't been able to do that. And it ain't because I don't appreciate everybody. I just haven't been able to pull it out. But we are doing something big for 1,000. If you guys got any suggestions, feel free to hit me up, shoot me a message in Messenger, or if you want to donate to the giveaway, well, I'll make it as. Here we go, Catfish and Dreams. GPS coordinates to that big fish yesterday. We'll get to that here in just a minute. So yeah, I definitely wanted to do a good giveaway, man. I can't believe, like you said, you know, when I started doing this a little over a year ago, I just thought it would be me and a couple buddies that would go back and kind of use this as a log just to watch and have fun. And man, it has totally turned into something great, and I love it. I have fun with it. I'm actually starting to enjoy it even more than I was. You know, I had some setbacks there for a while and just kind of, you know, put my head down and push through.
Yep.
$1 per subscriber says 2 old vets, and he's going to make that donation to PayPal. Oh, here we go. They said the heck with the Muskrat. We need a free trip with Skip. Hey. Hey, he's right. That dude, that's his second 60-pound fish out of those waters this year. And, man, I don't even know a person. I know they have been caught, but I don't know of anyone who's caught a fish in the 60s down our area.
Let alone two.
That stretch of water. Yeah, let alone two. Let alone two. Skip is the man. Rob didn't like that idea. Keep on dreaming, Roger.
Roger, if I can throw something in there, that just
absolutely.
Skip proves what we all say. And you say it, I say it. We talked to Epic Catfish, Tim Scott. You take your time, you study the waters, you learn the information, you get what you can, and you apply that to your waters, and that's what happens. I mean, it's just you know, he's the example of that. You learn the information, you know what you're doing, and then you apply that on your waters, and you keep going. You put your time on the water, and that's what happens. And if you look at the ones that are doing that, that are putting their time on the water, that's why those kayakers kill it so much.
Oh yeah, it's unreal what those guys can do. Unreal. I didn't catch that, so if Wild Herbs Fishing wants to do that, that's fine. Shoot me a message or put a message after the show or in the comments of the show, and we can talk about that. Set it up. I appreciate that a whole bunch. I want to make it great. I want to make it a big deal. It's a great big deal to me. A few more people popping in, man. Mark Catfish and Crappies in the house. The Lawn Care Novice is in the house. Help me if I'm missing anybody.
We got Derek, Ohio Catfish Chasers came in. Eddie Groves.
There he is. Derek's in the house. Talked to him for a little while yesterday. I was on the phone a lot yesterday. It's good. So yesterday, all right. So a lot of folks in here know it. We're all talking about it, but since how it's hot on my mind right now. Yesterday's live stream. If you didn't catch it, go back to the Muskrat Adventures Facebook page and look at the link. Yesterday's live stream. If you go back to 4 hours and 52 minutes, I believe, you'll see the size of bait that caught that 65-pound fish, and it's this big. That big. It is a small chunk. And to be honest, we had already anchored up, and that bait had already been out for over half an hour. We pulled up baits, and we moved. And as we decided we was going to leave the area, we marked a bunch of structure and marked some bait fish. And we hadn't really marked much bait fish earlier throughout the day. So we decided, you know what? We found some bait. We got some structure. We're not marking fish, but we were hunting flatheads yesterday, ironically. Yeah, about quarter-size piece of bait, Ernie Brown. And when we pulled up to that second spot where he caught that fish, he threw that same piece of bait out. You can watch him launch that little tiny piece of bait. He sent me a message this morning and said, you won't believe what bait caught that fish. And then it was on. And it's a dramatic ending. The line snaps at the very last second as I go to swoop the fish into the net. Now, I got to go back and look at my GoPro footage. I'm pretty sure he was already kind of in the net, but he was rolling out when the line snapped, and I just made one big lunge and scooped him in and saved it. But it's going to be I'm going to put it in slow motion. Yep, the line snapped. It actually cut me across the face. I didn't realize it drew blood. I had some dried blood there on the face when I got home. Man,
it's amazing the force that's on that. You know, when you're in that fish, it's amazing the force that's on that line. You look at that Big Mike. I'm sure a lot of people saw that Big Mike incident where he was hooked into that fish and he's leaning back into it. That line snap and bam. You know, so that's it's got some tensile strength behind it.
Yeah, no kidding. Especially on mono. You know, Skip is using an Ande Monster 40-pound monofilament. And you know, you get that stretch on it, and then it pops, and it's a different story. But man, congratulations to Skip. I haven't seen him in here yet, but man, congratulations to him. Clearview Outdoors. If somebody could throw his link up for me, I'd appreciate it. But yeah, he's on a roll this year.
Well, and you talk about a channel that's just getting going, and it's already got great content on it. Skip's channel, Clearview Outdoors.
Yes, Skip is always thinking. He's got a rod. I guess it's kind of a rod comparison. You know, it's not really a rod review, but just kind of putting some big name rods up against each other and hanging weights on them and just trying to show you the action difference. Because I can tell you right now, you know, a medium heavy isn't a medium heavy across the board. I mean, that's just all there is to it. You know, it's like tennis shoes, you know, 11, if you wear an 11 or like I wear a Nike 11 and a half, if I can't go buy 11 and a half in every name size shoe because it's not the same. And the same goes for rods. And so he does a great job describing that. Of course, he's got, you know, a couple, he got the Abu Garcia reel hack and all that. So check him out. He's good stuff.
And I can give the perfect example of that. We've got the, you know, everybody hears that we fish ugly stick, and that's a medium heavy, and it's rated up to 3 ounce. And we finally got to fish this weekend with Muddy River rods, and it was their medium rod, which is definitely more medium heavy than the ugly stick is, but they're rated up to 8 ounce. And I tell you what, for casting, when I was on the bank there, that was just I was doing like the 4 ounce weight and 4 ounce weight and some small baits, and it was just right in that sweet zone, and it was just a breeze to cast with that. Total difference.
I definitely want to pick up a couple of the medium action rods. They was that Mad Catter. Oh, we're saying hi. I'll say hello. Hi too. I thought it was Mad. I thought he was saying Mad Cats. We was talking about rods. A lot of great rods out there. Man, I hate to see all the drama in the catfish community with who's got what and this, that, and the other. You know, I seen the post. I think it was today, and I don't remember who posted it, but it was great. And the post was basically, there's a lot of great. I think it was Jim Catman Clark, to be honest with you. He said there's a lot of great rods out there. It's just like cars. You know, there's Ford, Chevy, Dodge, Toyota guys. They all get the job done. It's personal preference at most points. They all have their pros and cons. You know, there's no need to bash one over the other. There's no need to pound a chest. If you got a great product, it will sell itself. It will talk for itself. And so I just hate to see a lot of drama. We're going to end up. He said we're going to end up bass fishermen if we keep it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Being
exactly.
So yeah, I try to avoid all that, and yep, I drive a Chevy but prefer a Ford. Hey, I'm a Toyota Tundra guy. I was raised on Mopar. My dad was a Mopar man. We had Roadrunners and big Dodge trucks, and that's where my heart belongs in the old school stuff. But man, it's hard to beat a Toyota. There's just not. It's just hard. You can try, but it's tough. So I like my Toyota.
And you know what? And then there's some that, you know, you got to get what you can drive what you can afford. Same thing with the rods and the catfishing. If ugly stick is your limit and that's what you need to get out there and go fishing, go get some ugly sticks. If it's the $20 Walmart rod, you can go out and catch fish with it. You know, it's
right there. I had GoPro 9 or Hero 9 till I fell in the river today. Bobby, you all right? Is if you could elaborate that.
Yeah.
I think I missed something. I don't know what happened there, Chad. I'm just going to take that down.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was. Oh, he tried to fix it. He said, "Wait, that sounded horrible." I don't know. Now, J-Dog, talked to him yesterday too. J-Dog was out fishing as well. He was actually fishing the next pool of water down from us. He was one lock away from us. Yeah, right there. Tommy Long says, "I've caught some huge muskie and catfish on ugly sticks." And you know, they're great rod. They're hard to beat, man. For the money, man, that thing, they're tough. They're tough rods. Will just hopped in. Will, thanks for joining in. Appreciate it.
And I don't know if you saw it up there before. It was a little bit ago. Stan 3 said that he was just leaving the river. He should be up in about 10 minutes.
Oh, that's all right.
Of course, he told me that at 7 o'clock. He's like, all right, I'm coming off the river now. I'll talk to you in a little bit. But as he was hanging up, I heard, uh-oh. So that means, the bite started. So
Hey, it's hard. I'll be honest with you. It's hard to stop fishing to come talk about fishing.
and if he had a light, he was just going to stay out there, but he didn't have the light with him. And
let's see, Roger. Don't know if you've seen Ugly. Help. All right. I'll get in touch with him. I appreciate that. I know Mike, he likes his slime cat rods. Like I said, all right, here's a great comment. Jeremy, for $40, there's nothing that can beat an ugly stick. You're right.
Yeah.
For the price point on these rods, man, I got my personal preferences, and that's all it is. It's just personal preference. They're all good rods, and just about any of them can catch as big as fish as you want. There's a lot of time on the water helps. Luck will help. But we said it yesterday. If you truly want to catch a big fish, the number one thing you can do is be prepared to catch a big fish. Be prepared to catch a big fish. So if that means, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, if that's, having a net the right size to get the fish in the boat, or have use a heavy enough line, or have enough drag, because really it comes down to angler experience and angler finesse at some point over force. We saw that yesterday. Skip, it's my fault too, because that fish was right at the net, and I told Skip, I said, "Oh, just a little bit more, and he cranked. And I didn't notice it. Obviously all eyes were on the fish, but I went back and watched the video today, and he cranked that rod back hard. He didn't want that fish to get away. And it was an emotional roller coaster like I've never seen. That line snapped. He went, ew. And then I said, I got him. He went, ew. Jumping up and down. It was like two little school kids found $1 on the playground. Man.
That is, isn't that something? Something like that. I don't care how big and bad you are, you get into that and you will jump around that boat like a little schoolgirl, happy as can be.
Heck yeah. I don't care if you're using a Barbie pole, $500 combo. Fishing is fishing. We all enjoy it the same.
That's right.
Right. The thing I could tell you from experience, when you get into those expensive combos, when you drop them in the river, they hurt worse. They hurt really, really bad.
Yeah.
Let's see. Papo Ed, I want to thank you. I was kind of shocked Saturday stage fright was a real thing for me. I missed that show. I missed a lot of shows here this last week or two. Just busy. Been in Alabama. My daughter was down. And everything's all settled down now. It's time to get back to work. Put some fish in a boat. I think I've got the boat. I think I've got the boat figured out. So I won't spill the beans, but I will. I think it's my fuel pump. We tried to correct it with adding an electric fuel pump, and I don't think it's enough. It's either not regulating the fuel, or it's not giving enough fuel, or giving too much fuel. I don't think it can give too much fuel, but I think we're starving for fuel, to be honest. I tinkered around with it the other day. I got it running and got messing around with it. I was working with my local mechanic. He tried everything to talk me through everything on the phone. He's great. Most guys just say, yeah, bring it in the shop. We'll have to take a look at it. I want your money. Not this guy. He just kept saying, hey, try this and call me back, and try this and call me back.
Yeah, that's all.
Well, there we go. All right. So, hey, we're going to get back to talking catfish. All right. Cause we can get carried away so easily. I got to try to get back on track here.
Shiny thing.
Yeah. Squirrel. Sean T Outdoors. Hey, thanks for tuning in, man. Yeah, catfishing obviously yesterday for us was pretty good. We had a good time. Ended up with one monster fish, caught a few other fish along the way. Thanks, Anna, for tuning in. We're watching on the big screen. Have fun, be good. Absolutely. And then, of course, you guys, the Iron Cat Challenge, you guys is catching fish. Man, that makes it a heck of a lot easier to stay awake when you're catching fish.
Yeah.
And,
the weather turned out, the spot that I had picked was, the weather turned out to be a lot different than what I thought, because I was so getting other stuff ready, and the weather was like the last thing that I thought about, which was not the brightest thing in the world. But the spot was where I could get to, and it was a shallower spot because we had been having nice, warm, steady, warm water. So I'm like, all right, this will work out perfect. Well, long story short, as anybody that watched it, it was not warm, sunny weather.
No, it was not. There was a lot of folks, Creole catfishing's in there, man. He had to sit through one heck of a storm. I gotta be honest with you, when he got forced into the truck there to have to wait out some of that lightning, the rain on the roof of my truck would have put me to sleep in no time.
I think at one point or another, everybody that was in it had rain at some point or another during the weekend.
Yeah, it was like you could see the line of rain and storms just kind of went right through everybody.
Yeah, really out there first and kind of. But
hey, Justin's Fishing Fetish and Brian B, thank you. Hello.
So we had first set up for blues, because obviously I'm in the James River. So what do you set up for? You set up for blues, and that's what we were hoping for. And I had LG Bass showed up out there with me. Love my brother LG there. The support is awesome from him, and
yeah. So
we were doing that, and we had some nice chunks and heads of white perch and some shad and stuff out there, and nothing. And so we switched a couple of poles over to a smaller, less popular bait than shad and white perch. I'm not going to get into the whole bait debate here on the show tonight, but
it ain't a debate. Use what works. I use chicken. But, I ain't scared.
So anyway, well, I always bring a little chicken with me because, hey, I'd try the right bait first, and if that's not working, it can't hurt. Throw some other things out there. So we threw on some chunks of chicken, and we started getting little hits. So of course you go to your memory bank. Boom, channel cats. Cut them down. Channel cats, cold weather, they're going to be doing the little picky pick bite. So channel cats, cold weather, downsize, and then we started catching them. And man, what fun! You'll hear people say, "Oh, there's only channel cats here." Don't ever. I had so much fun catching channel cats, and they fight. They are ferocious, those little suckers. You catch a 5, 6, 7 pound channel cat, and that is a fight.
Hey, country boy, be safe down there, man. If you don't mind, if you get an opportunity, it's clear to do so. If you could pop back in here in a little bit, let us know that you're okay. Be safe. I hate to hear that. Storms can be devastating. They can be calming and relaxing, but in the turn of the blink of an eye, they can turn vicious and ferocious. And that's actually why we named our dog Storm, because she's a Doberman, and man, she's so relaxing and such a great dog. But if she had to be, she could tear some stuff up. The pile of dinks can be a blast, especially if you gear down. That's right. Yeah, channel cats. I actually don't fish for channel cats much, and I don't. It's whenever I get the opportunity to go fishing, and I can make it to the river, I go to the river. And when I get to the river, I'm fishing for the biggest fish there is in my area, and so I have a hard time targeting channel cats. But when I catch them, they're fun.
Yeah. And, if you're set up on a bank, you got to fish what's there. If you don't have the opportunity to move and that's the spot that you got to be at, fish for what's there. And that happened to be what was there due to the weather conditions that were there. And that breaks back to what we were talking about before with, learn as much as you can. And when you get little indicators of what the weather or what the river or the fish are telling you, go through the memory bank. Okay, when I was having those little bites like that, I did this, I did that, and 99 times out of 100, that'll start working for you. Look there, Skip's here now. All that good stuff we were saying before, and he wasn't even out there to hear it.
Yeah, that's all right. He'll probably go back and watch the first half of the show. But those of you we was talking so much about yesterday's big fish. That's the biggest fish of his life. Yeah. And I like saying that as opposed to PB. PB just seems to don't give it the special attention that it really deserves. When you say, man, that's the biggest fish I've ever caught in my life. That sounds nicer. Betty's chiming in, says channel cats are fun. I can't wait to get to catfish. Crappie haven't been a blast though, and the freezer is filling up. Heck yeah. Get that off there real quick. Hey, guess who got off the water? That guy.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Stan 3, what's going on, buddy?
Oh, another day on the water. You know me.
How was the fishing today?
It's pretty good. I caught about a 30-pound flathead, so that was always fun. Then just couple ordinary blues. I didn't get no monster 65-pounder like y'all.
Hey, those fish are very, very rare. I can tell you that yesterday, 2 spots that we went to go through early in the day, 2 spots we went to set up on were completely covered up in gill nets on the Kentucky side of the river. We couldn't fish the spots we wanted to fish. They had gill nets strung all the way through them.
Hey, everything happens for a reason.
Exactly. That's what I told Skip. We could have done this. It could have done that. It was a perfect storm of events that happened to put us right there at that time and using that small bait, man. It was a quarter-sized piece of bait.
Yeah, that was what ended up working during that tournament. It just I was trying to conserve bait is what it was. So I was cutting them down a little smaller, and then them big ones like the smaller baits. I don't know.
Yeah, that's I know when we were down in Alabama, I was throwing giant donkey baits because I wanted giant donkey fish, and we did have small bait out there too. I know Zach really, he really likes to keep it diverse on his rods, and so I saw him throwing some small bait. I said, "Yeah, you go ahead. I'm going to throw the giant baits," and I'm due for a big one, man. I'm getting embarrassed out here. I need to stick a pig, but. During the Iron Cat, Dad kept asking, are they related? Sean T, gill nets need to be outlawed. I agree. Now, I know that up where you guys are at, you guys can use gill nets for bait and stuff, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different, that's the issue with gill nets. Like around here, it's probably one of the best ways to catch your bait real quick. And it's not where you string the nets out and you leave them. You put your net out. What is it? How close you got to be to it, son?
You definitely got to be able to see it.
Yeah, you've got to be within a certain. You can't just set them. It's not a set and forget it kind of thing. And it can only be out for a certain amount of time. Blah blah blah. But it's for getting bait fish. So they do have their purpose.
Right. That's yesterday for us. We we couldn't really get on the bait. Our river's down. It actually came up about a foot yesterday while we were out. So we should have been done better than we did, to be honest. But we could not get on the bait. We had a hard time getting some shad in the morning, and eventually I threw enough. I finally snagged it up and ripped it in half. So them Betts Super Pro nets. I throw an 8-foot 5/8 mesh net. with 1.5 pounds per foot. I like it, man. It gets down there quick, but they're expensive. They're really nice until you rip them in half.
Alicia asked what a gill net is. It's basically a volleyball net that you put underwater.
That's a perfect explanation. You talk about a visual. There it is. That is a good explanation.
And Alicia, they use it for, like I said, around here we use it for bait, but commercial fishermen tend to use it a lot, and it'll get set out, and they'll set across the whole water, and the situations like that where it's left, and you're talking about a lot of byproduct catch and killing a fish and over harvesting, and there's the serious issues. What we're talking about using the gill net for, it's only put out for like what, half hour maybe?
Yeah. Usually I just look, if I see the floats will start bobbing, then that means there's fish in there. So I'll just go pick it up. There's no sense leaving it sit, because then you'll end up with a catfish or something in there, and that's a mess.
Yeah, the nets we went by yesterday were bobbing. They had fish in there. Now, they're supposed to be, and these nets are 12-inch by 12-inch holes. Giant. Yep. They're after the big spoonbill down here. So they'll harvest the spoonbill and obviously their eggs and all that. So that's what they're after. So is that what you normally try to do, or is that by chance that you downsized your bait for preservation? And you had I'd say that's probably one of the, in my opinion anyway, highlight of that tournament was that fiasco you had to go through getting those fish all together and having Dan come in and help you.
I guess it was just trying to conserve. I knew we had a long float, and we had plenty of white perch, but we only had, and just because you got a gill net, it's not a guarantee. We set that gill net a couple times, and we only ended up with a handful of the gizzard shad, and that's what I really like to use, and that's what I was using. So I was trying to conserve it, and that was the main reason I cut it smaller. So I'd normally get like four chunks to one shad. And
what size shad is that? Average?
They're probably a good 10 to 12 inch, 8 to 10 maybe, 8 to 10 inch shad. They're big ones.
Yeah. Yesterday we was only getting like 8-inch shad. That's the best we could do. It was, and we couldn't even get very many of those before I tore my net up. So, I go say a couple more hellos real quick. A couple folks tuning in. Want to be outdoors. Matt, thanks for tuning in. Thomas Littlepage is in the house. Thanks, Thomas, for stopping in. What's Paula say? Paula Smith says in Tennessee they can only come up to the mouth of the Duck River for spoonbill. I got you. Got you. LG Bass, there's Tom there. Tom, hey, I tell you what, watching the event, the sportsmanship and the help that went down, I thought was amazing. Like Stan yourself, once so yours was your battery died, right?
Me, yeah. I guess something happened when my phone got splashed, and it just like my battery went downhill really fast. I had it plugged into the battery pack and everything. It just, I don't know. And then it took like 12 minutes for my phone to turn back on. I had it plugged in with a fresh battery. It just wouldn't turn back on. Yeah.
And then, so after that, you got knocked out, and then you went and supported Dad and sat with him the rest of the tournament. Same with Katie. Katie, got knocked out, same thing, phone issues, and sat with Sharina clear to the end.
And congratulations to Sharina.
Yeah.
Awesome job. Congratulations to her. Congratulations to Katie. Much love, and Katie, they did a great job, and
they did. You guys are tough. I used to think I could hang that long, but after watching it, I don't think I could. I don't know. But no, actually, we got Katie on the show next, or not Katie. I apologize. We got Sharina on the show next week. So she's going to come in and talk about, what's been going on with her. I've seen she's been out on a boat with bumping Mike Greenwell, getting it done. And, of course, sticking it out for the Iron Cat Challenge and see what she's got coming up in the future. So
Dan didn't give me just the bait. Dan gave me the boat, the bait. He let me go first. Only thing he didn't do was reel the fish in that time.
Yeah, and that's so important. It's awesome to see. Stan, you talked about it quite a bit, I believe, but you guys we're all in competition against each other, and Chris with Catfish, helping you guys out. Dan was helping. You guys were all helping each other out. It was great to see sportsmanship and the dedication and stuff that went into it. It was awesome right there. Yeah. Dan with Green Machine. He was only, I'm not sure how many hours he lasted before his phone gave him up as well, or service. I think maybe he ran out of service, I believe.
Yeah, we had the same on that same spot.
Oh yeah.
And that'll just tell you what kayak catfishing can do. The three of them, you're in the kayak and you don't have the same power sources as say you do in a bigger boat and things like that. And so you're going to face different issues and you're close to the water and you got all this other stuff. But the things that you can do with that, between the three kayak fishermen that were in there, you had Stan 3, Dan from Green Machine, and Ryan Bort's Blue Collar Fishing. And 28, 49, like almost 60 fish, I think, between the three of the kayak fishermen, and they were all, because of technical reasons, knocked out halfway through it or however many hours into it. And that's the thing with that type of challenge or that type of scenario is you got so many variables, whether you got enough service, whether you got enough battery, and then the rest is up to you. But it's hard to predict the rest of it. So the kayak guys tore it up. There you go. And they did. So great job.
My hands are tore up.
The hands are tore up?
Oh yeah, I got a catfish hand on every side of my fingers. I didn't even know it was possible. I got it on my palms.
They make gloves, man.
There wasn't enough time.
I got catfish hand on the palm too.
There you go. Hey, speaking of Sharina, she made it in the chat. Thanks, Sharina, for tuning in. We're just kind of going over, recapping a little bit of the tournament. And,
congratulations, Sharina.
Congratulations, Sharina. We're looking forward to having you on the show next week. And but man, it was fun from a spectator standpoint. There was a lot to be engaged with, and there was always seemed to be something going on. And chat, just like right now, to me, chat is so important to keep things going. And
well, we as catfishermen, and catfish anglers, we can tend to be emotional kind of people.
Well, we'll just, I don't want to get into the dark side of the moon, so to speak. But I'll be honest. If I'm missing a few hours of sleep, I get a little cranky and get a little testy. I don't know how you all was able to pull it off clear that long. And so yeah, I mean Catfish and Dream said you had battle wounds. Yeah, I mean there's always going to be people's thoughts and opinions, and they're not always going to be the same, but that's what makes us human. If everybody thought the same and acted the same, we'd be robots, and that would be no fun. And so in the end, man, it was a great show. There was a lot to enjoy, a lot to learn. Man, hats off to all y'all. You guys did a fantastic job.
Kevin did a great job. You and Haz coming in there, and Weekend Angler, Josh, y'all did a great job. Really trying to focus on the catfish at that point. There was a lot of, and that kind of what, Roger, you and I tend to do that a lot. We like to really, and Creole, with our show on Bank to Boat on Fridays, we focus on that a lot, on the catfish, on what they're doing, what they're, where do you catch them, how do you catch them, when this happens, when that happens, so There was a lot of that. That was great to see. Here we are, however many hours into it. It's the middle of the night. There's still whatever 100, 200 people that were watching. And what were we talking about? We were talking about the catfish, the reason we were there. So I always love that.
Country boy, thanks for filling us in right there. Thanks for filling us in right there. Oh, I see it. I seen somebody say, "Good question, J-Dog." J-Dog, I don't know why you ain't got a wrench. So let me just go ahead and help try to. There we go.
That's right. You gotta. The deuces for J-Dog. Everybody, whenever you go fishing, make sure you throw a pole out for J-Dog when you're on a live. You pop up the wave for J-Dog every now and then. He appreciates that.
He does. It keeps it moving. We'll get you squared away.
Pop a pole out for J-Dog.
What's that?
Did you say pop a pole out there for J-Dog?
Yeah, he always says, "Hey, put a pole out for me."
Oh, I didn't mean you know.
Put a pole clear out in the river for
You did. You did. You missed that part of the show where he's talking about making donations to the river with rods and reels.
I made my donation this week.
And it was a little better knowing that it was just a ugly stick rod going in there, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was glad it was that one.
Yeah,
we were talking. If all it takes is chucking an ugly stick rod in the river to end up catching 150 pounds of catfish in about 10 minutes, I'll make that contribution every week.
Yeah, you're good.
Country boy, glad to hear that, country boy. Those storms, man, we all had some storms that we were dealing with this weekend and across the country. It's crazy.
Chad is shouting out Skip over there, Clearview, the legendary monster catcher outdoors. Mike Costello.
You're gonna have to talk to Skip there, son. To Stand 3 is piling up those 50s, but that can't break that 60 mark. And
well,
I need to get above it. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Well, I can tell you that Skip went straight from 40 to 60. He's caught 2 fish now in the 60. He's never caught a fish in the 50. So maybe you guys can like work out some kind of trade there. Because man, I tell you, I'm super proud of him. From where I met Skip, and we met right here on YouTube, man. We met on Chris Souter's Tackle Talk Tuesday, and found out we lived close to each other. We started fishing together. He was one of those guys that hadn't really been on the river and was a little intimidated. And I don't know everything, but I like to share what I do know and help people get over that and get out on the water and do the best they can. And from where that day started, his first time out on the river with me, to now, man, his growth is unreal. Same with Chad. Chad's the same way. He went out on the water with me. I don't think it was his first time on the river, but I was able to show him some things that I had picked up, and he was new at it. And from where he was then to where he is, second place in the on a lake that he's 8 to 10 hours away from. So, man, just congratulations again to Chad for that. But man, that was fantastic. Hey, looky here. My daughter's tuning in. Lexi, thanks for stopping in, checking out old dad. I'm glad you guys are home and safe, but I miss you real bad already. The house is too quiet. So what do you guys got coming up next? What's you got anything? It's hard to say we're going to do some fishing because we know that's going to happen.
Well, I know that it's getting to be the warmer weather here, and I am getting flounder fever. I know we're a catfish channel, but I love getting on some flounder. So
yeah,
there'll definitely be some of
that. I can't see. Chat's moving so fast I can't catch it.
Well, I'm if we're talking short term, I'm still resting.
Well, I know that. Well, I don't know if you want me to talk about this, but you actually rolled your ankle and had yourself banged up before the tournament even started. And so, how you feeling after that? I seen the aftermath, man. It looked pretty bad.
Yeah, well, hey, that's what fishermen do, right? You roll with it, and at least it was a lot better than the when I fished the blues tournament and I cracked the rib before I went out. I'll take the banged up knee and ankle any day.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're healing up and getting back together. So what about long term? Long term. What's that, buddy?
I was saying he's not going to be allowed to do any more tournaments. He keeps getting hurt every time.
Now who's the dad? Who's the dad now?
Yeah, I know, right? That's the sign when you're getting old, when the kids start telling you what to do, right?
That's a fact. And that's the case. I've been old for a while. My kids love telling me what to do.
But yeah, no, we'll be doing. I see my brother Creole's out there, and Creole, we still have the guest this Friday that you were talking about. But so we'll be at. We're definitely doing the Bank to Boat show Friday night, and then not sure what we're gonna do. Stand day morning. You never know what happens. You never know where it's gonna be. Might be on the bank. Might be in a boat. Might be both. Might be kayak. Who knows?
Well,
but we'll be out there.
I do know that me and Green Machine have been talking, and that same float we did, you will be seeing that again coming up soon. We've been trying to figure out which way we're gonna do it, but we're gonna try to do that float again. Hopefully get on them hogs again like that.
Yeah, I talked to Stan, I don't know, it was the other day or today, I don't remember. My days all run together. I said, man, I cannot wait to come up here and get with you guys and get fishing. Hopefully I'll have my boat done and ready, and we can all load up on the Muskrat, and you guys can show me a thing or two out there. But man, I can't wait to get out there to see you guys.
That's definitely. I was actually the other morning I was fishing. I stayed out all night. Sun's coming up. I look over on the bank, and sure enough, there was a muskrat running up and down the bank.
Hey, Matt over with Wanna Be Outdoors wants to know how long you've been using a kayak, Stan.
This is probably my second year, like really fishing hard out of it. I had it and did some like bass fishing, and that's what you do when you start out, you bass fish. So I did some bass fishing out of my kayak, and then I stepped up to catfish within the last 2 years.
That's that whole joke, catfishing. It's like bass fishing, but for grown-ups.
Hey, Rusty Moorfield's in the house tuning in. Thank you. Alicia says, what part of the Ohio River do you fish? I'm in Kentucky and curious how close or far you are away from me. I mainly fish the Point Pleasant region, Point Pleasant, West Virginia, down to, I guess it'd be the Meldal. Well, I'm not sure how far it is. I guess Manchester would probably be the farthest I get to Cincinnati. I need to actually explore more over that way, but I'm pretty much right there in that general area. If you're familiar, fishing Kentucky bordering waters is tough. Him to pull that fish out of Kentucky water is tough.
And
that's an inside joke.
I'm not sure how Sharina and Palmetto and Stan and everybody else is feeling, but man, I think I aged some this weekend because I couldn't read the screen very well before, but now it's even worse. I think I gained about 10 years.
Really? I bet it does take your body a while to recuperate after that type of event. I mean, that's tough. And here's the thing, I'm missing something. Paula, I'm going to try to catch it, so forgive me if I stumble on my words. I already forgot what I was saying. Inboard jet.
About, us recovering from the overnight staying up. We were talking about that the sleep deprivation gives you a blood alcohol content level. And that's true because I was hung over the next day.
I believe that.
Oh.
There we go. I seen people. I'm sorry. I seen people talking to Paula in chat, and we missed this. We lost an angler in Tennessee over the weekend in a kayak. That is always a tough call. So I know that a lot of you heard about the some of the boats going down during the Sea Arc tournament, and I don't know the details on really any of them other than Doc Lang's boat, and he was fishing with Bank Fox and Janet Fox, which were on the show a few weeks back. They had engine trouble, and the boat had to be towed, and the waves were just crashing in over it and ended up sinking their boat. Everybody's okay. Everybody's home and safe and recuperating. Today is actually Doc Lang's birthday. So if you got him as a friend on Facebook or you got his number, maybe send him a message and wish him well. But the thing that got me the most was Doc Lang always wears his life jacket. And the one time he goes in the water, it did not deploy. No, I talked to him yesterday. No idea why. The little CO2 cartridge was still green, showing it should have went. But when he went in the water, it didn't deploy. He pulled the cord. It still didn't deploy. And at that point, the only thing left to do is blow it up. Well, he made a very interesting point. It's hard to blow in a tube when you're trying to stay alive and you're drowning, you know.
It's underwater and
yeah. But they were able to get pulled out of the water pretty quick and get themselves taken care of. So all is well there. But I just wanted to kind of put out there, if you do wear the inflatable PFDs, make sure you could check out your cartridge. And some people say you got to replace them every year. To me, it's like, that's kind of, if it says green, it's kind of like a fire extinguisher. If it says good, I'm not going to throw it away and get a new one. But then again, they're about $20. So is it worth $20 to play it safe? I don't know. But what I was saying at the end there was how fresh you guys were, even at the end of the tournament. I was actually really, really scared of how much longer that could go on because I was hanging on by my chair, and of course I tuned in that night and gave Kevin a well-needed break, and when I came back on, I was like, whew. I was still feeling tired, and you guys were fresh. I was scared really how long you guys were willing to go. So when it was all said and done, I was like, man, I'm glad it's over because this could have gone on. I think that was the
overall sentiment from everybody. Glad this thing is over. It does. Like I said, we're emotional people, and you get going and you're fishing. Sometimes you forget about time, and
you already mentally prepare yourself to be there all weekend, so we were set to be there all Sunday, so we was ready to be.
And I believe it. I believe that 100%. Of course, you guys being out there, that's one of the reasons. Actually, I normally wouldn't invite somebody on the show that already has a show during the week, and we get to talk to you at will during your shows. But this week was a special week because on Friday night you guys were already at it, and, so we didn't get to do boat to bank and or bank to boat, and we didn't get to do stand day Sunday morning. So I thought, hey, this is a unique situation.
That's right.
I love talking to you guys, and so I wanted to get you guys in here and chat it up, and I knew it'd be a good time. It's hard to tell how long we can do this.
I believe Avid had a question though. He wanted to know how you targeted a 10-inch catfish in the James River.
Okay, I want to hear this.
A 60-pounder.
LG was out there. like I was talking about before, I knew we were catching channel cats, and I had caught a small channel cat before their offer was out there for a before anybody was saying anything about the small catfish. And it was, I think Ryan Bortz had like his 30-pounder, and that's what Kevin had up on the solo screen. And I was kind of waiting till you know, it went back to the multi-screen, and I'm standing there waiting, and you know, Ryan Bortz was doing whatever and getting the fish, and finally I'm like, it's not gonna be that big of a deal. So it was like a 6-inch catfish, really tiny. So I threw it back. And then it was like within 10 minutes after that, that's when Kevin started saying about the somebody put up the offer for the small catfish. So I took the downsized baits and downsized it even more, and put on, it was like, you know, a sabiki rig, and I was putting the Kool-Aid Jello chicken on there, and that's when I caught the. So basically, that's what it was. I had already downsized baits on a bait rod to go for that smaller catfish. And then I ended up catching that 10-inch catfish and then caught a striper on the same pole. So
yeah, that's, you know, you did exactly what needed to be done. You know, different tournaments require different things, you know, just like Creole in the couples tournament went out there and just spanked us on the Bluecats. Now they were small, but that was the name of the game. It wasn't a size tournament. It wasn't a total weight tournament. It was number of fish. And so he did exactly what he needed to do to catch numbers of fish. And, you know, you guys did the exact same thing. You needed a small fish. You downsized. You targeted a small fish. You caught the small fish.
And then I kept going with it. So it kind of turned into the joke about targeting the, you know, and then I just kept going with it, and it kind of went from there. But
Murillo, how many times he reminded Kevin they target a small fish?
Right. Yeah, there you go. I think my last count was 133. I think I brought that up 133 times.
133?
Yeah. I kept it low. I wasn't bringing it up that much.
Hey, to me, that's a sign of skill. Not 10-inch catfish, but when you target, when you catch exactly what you intend to catch, that's great. Go ahead.
That's exactly why I brought that up. I was, you know, we always try to. You do the same thing on your show, and you know, we try to do that too. Where you know, you try to bring up points that even if you're out there fishing, yeah, it's to see the fish caught. But I like to try to talk about things that may help somebody else out. And if the difference of sitting out there and catching nothing or catching some channel cats or whatever is just downsizing baits or doing different little things, that's what I was trying to bring up, so that, you know, I'd much rather catch something than nothing.
Yeah.
So when you're in those situations, that's what you look for.
Yeah, we actually got this saying from Chris Sowers, but now we repeat it every single time. You see the fish, you catch the fish, and basically that's the same thing. You got a target, you know what you want to catch, and then you catch that fish. And to me, that's a sign of success. And so was trying to get location: Louisville, Frankfort, Lexington, to be more general. She's actually in some bigger fish water than I am. Alicia is. So we talked about tying the knot that night, that snail knot that we went through. What style of knots and stuff are you guys tying? What are your favorite top 3 knots?
I do the no snail on the hook up to the polymer knot on the swivel, and then a improved clinch knot on the main line.
Got it.
And I like
pretty standard.
Okay.
I like using, I'm the improved. If I'm tying a swivel on or whatever, I'm almost always using an improved clinch knot. If I am snelling a hook, I'll either use the no knot snell, or I'll use the one where you put it through and you got the loop at the end and then you pull the tag in back through. I think that one, it tightens it up and it puts that extra line underneath all the wraps so that it can't come out. That's why I said I think it was the one that you were describing that night. Sounded like the one that that's how I tie that one. But there's, you know, there's hundreds of ways to tie snell knots, but whichever one you do the best, whatever knot, if you're just getting started out, pick, you know, listen to people, pick 1 or 2 knots to start out with, practice that knot until you can get that knot perfectly, because a lot of times that's where you're going to, what Roger was talking about before, if you're going to catch, the best way to catch a big fish is to prepare to catch the big fish. Yep. Well, knots is one of the #1 break points of improperly tied knots. So whatever knot you use, practice it, get that knot perfect so it's there's no weak areas in it. But I use the improved clinch knot for if I'm tying on swivels or hardware like that. With hooks, it's a no knot snell. My favorite rig is just old school double Kentucky rig. Chad has a great video out, Fishing with the Chad, on his channel about how to tie that the double Kentucky rig, and anchor on the bottom, 2 dropper loops, and I just put the hook on through the thread through the eye of the hook on the dropper loops, and that's what I use a lot.
Yeah, I don't call it Kentucky rig anymore. It's just the double
dropper rig. Yeah, high low rig. Oh yeah. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to bring up that on you. No,
it's good.
I forgot that's the other part of the river. Yes.
There you go. That's what Mark does to get ready for the big fish. He listens to Eye of the Tiger. Kelly Bullock Experiences in the house. Wanted to say hello. Stan,
what's up, Kelly?
Messaged me for the Big Cat $25 gift card from the challenges. There you go. There was a lot of giveaways, man. There was a ton of giveaways that happened.
I don't even think he realized he won that.
Yeah. I don't know. I missed. I was there, but I don't remember who did what.
Did you just catch that, Stan 3?
What was that?
You won a $25 gift card from Mike Greenwell.
When?
During from the challenges for the Big Cat from the weekend, from the Iron Cat.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I'll be sending you a message.
Boy, look at that smile.
Hey, this made my day.
Heck yeah.
Roger will attest, when you're fishing as much as what he does, even me with going fishing at least once a week, sometimes more, but you go through so much tackle.
Yeah. Yeah. I just, like maybe a month or so ago, 2 months ago, I guess now, ordered like 50 Daiichi D85 7/0 hooks, gone 50.
And that, to the average. Go ahead, son.
I just used those Daiichi hooks for the first time when I went out with Mike Chavez a couple weeks ago. I like them suckers hooked up good. If that fish hit on it, it was on it.
That's the part that really sells me on those is that barb is nasty on those things. Once you hook a fish, it's not coming out. I mean, I can't say it never come out, but
yeah, just
getting it out when you get it in the boat gets to be a pain in the butt. And he's like, man, give me my hook.
I feel like it also maybe, a lot of us, you get that, you pick up, you want to set that hook kind of, it's not a complete circle, so it gives a little, you're not gonna lose the fish if you try to set the hook too bad. It's still, you're almost like J hook and circle hook combined. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, they call it a double action, I think, hook. But yeah, you can set the hook on those if you need to. Yeah, Kevin's right there, man. The giveaways were coming in hot and heavy, and it was, man, like I said, the love and support and the way everybody did, and helped each other out and picked each other up, and man, it was just awesome.
And I hope some people.
We got wrapped up in it. We even gave away $50.
Oh yeah. There were so many giveaways going. Yeah, and it was won by 3+1 Outdoors, his son. So congratulations there.
It was like being on the Oprah show or something. It was like, you get a giveaway, you get a giveaway, everybody gets a giveaway.
I know. I was looking underneath my chair for. Isn't that how Oprah does it? There's something under the chair, and I didn't find anything under my chair though. But
Harley Neal stepping out. See you, brother. Appreciate it. Talk to you tomorrow. Hey, real quick before I forget, I was hoping to see her pop in chat here, but she hasn't made it in. But I'm going to do this anyway. Received a new channel for the board up there, Fish and Chick. Fish and Chick sent a couple decals in for us, so we're gonna do what we'd like to do, and we're gonna throw that up on the board behind me. Ain't that a cool looking little decal?
Yeah.
And I didn't realize she was from Arizona. Arizona. Yes. So we're gonna go ahead and take this sticker here, and we're gonna put it. So we're gonna put it right up in here. There we go.
Catfish family is growing across the country.
Yeah, I love it.
And internationally, I mean, we got Pete's Whiskers from South Africa.
Yes.
All the UK channels that have recently we've been kind of mission back and forth with George Ray and Fishing Frustration and Essex Foraging and Fishing, and people are going to get upset because I missed some of them, but there's a bunch, and we're trying to come up with George Ray and are trying to work on something so to make it a little bit easier to kind of connect with these different channels from across the pond over there. So and vice versa, and them with us. So.
Oh, I did want to give a couple of shout outs there. There was a couple milestones reached, and so Mike Greenwell hit 1,000 subs, and then also Dan, due to the tournament, also went over 1,000 subs. He started out at 828 subs and ended up over 1,020, which was super cool. Kevin, that was kind of one of the criteria to be in the tournament, was he was targeting folks with smaller channels to help build them up and push them forward. And so congratulations to Dan Green Machine for hitting that 1K mark, and also Mike Greenwell. Man, I thought Mike Greenwell was already in the thousands. If you're not tuning into him, you're missing out. I need to get down there and get on a boat with him and get some one-on-one time with him.
And it's amazing when you go through and you can watch the different channels. I don't care if you're from bank, boat, wherever. You'll pick up techniques from everybody's got their own little way, the own thing that they're really good at. And, you watch all the different channels, you will definitely start rounding out your techniques with learning a bunch of different things. Stand 3 this year, kind of what's your biggest thing that you've started doing lately?
The drifting. I went from anchoring to drifting, and I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen a progression or not, but I've noticed.
Yeah. I don't know. It seems like you're always on the fish. So it just seems. So for your style of drifting, then, are you slowing your boat down? Are you going with the flow? Are you using a drift sock, or what's your method?
You got to tell them. Go ahead. Tell them what you did today.
All right. So it's funny you said the drift sock thing. So I had to deal with the wind. It was real bad today. I mean, I had to paddle to be able to go downriver. Like, that's how bad the wind was blowing. So I didn't feel like, drifting real far because I knew I had to come back. I was trying to be lazy a little. So I anchored up, and I was like, man, I need a drift sock or something. Something like that. All of a sudden, this plastic bag just comes floating down the river. So I grabbed the bag and tied some leader line onto it and, opened it up. And sure enough, that thing opened. It ballooned up perfect. Held me straight down the river. I was moving the wind not once anymore. So you just got to adapt to your environment,
Yeah, I've actually heard of people using like those reusable bags you can get like Walmart or any department store. They're a little bit heavier made. And using one of those bags, because they don't rip or tear on you, and boom, you're gone. So that's a cool story.
It just happened to work out perfect. But normally I don't use a drift sock. That's the first time I ever actually like tried to use one on the kayak or anything like that. But I was just suspending, but I just started using the drift weights, the dragon weights. So when I throw out the 2 6-ounce dragon weights, that pretty well slows me down enough where I ain't got to worry about paddling or adjusting my speed. And then I leave my front tube. I suspend my front tube just, a foot or so off the bottom. And it doesn't really matter, I guess, about slowing down, because once I have a fish on, I'm going faster than the water is actually going, and I'm still hooking up with the other rod. So
yeah,
I guess you just gotta brush it past them.
Yeah, no kidding. There's a lot to be said about drift speed. I always like to ask that question because you get so many different answers, and it's funny because everyone has a little bit of variation to it, and they all seem to work. And so I hear guys talk about drifting too fast, going too fast down the water. Man, those fish are catching skipjack, they're catching shad, they're catching bluegill. You ever seen how fast those fish are?
Oh yeah,
they're fast. So if my bait's coming at them at the current speed, which would be normal, as a natural presentation, to me, I don't see there being such a thing as too fast. Stan 3 all around. How difficult is drifting in a kayak? Also, what is a good starter kayak for a bigger guy? You could probably use the old pillowcase.
Honestly, I think drifting is probably the easiest in a kayak. You can get messed up with the motor and all that stuff trying to drift in a boat. I mean, really just a couple back paddles and you control the speed, or a couple forward paddles. So you don't have to put out 4 or 5 rods. Just start doing it with 1 rod or whatever, just to get a hang of it. And
right.
A beginner kayak, I just have like a $300 Pelican. I don't know. You said you were kind of a bigger guy. I don't know how much bigger you are or whatever, but it's got a very low weight capacity. Like I'm pushing it by the time I put my gear in there. I'm like very close. I'm probably overdoing it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So maybe if that's the case, you might invest a little bit more to have something a little bit more stable. That would be a better option. But if you got good balance and you've got your sea legs, then maybe you can push it a little bit more with a sit inside one or whatever.
Yeah, that's definitely at this point in time for me. Kayak's not a good idea. I have done floats in creeks around here. I like to do some smallmouth fishing, or I've actually not targeted catfish out of the kayak. Anytime I've been in a kayak, several people are involved. We're all doing a big float, and I just can't get in the water without taking a rod. I mean, I'm going to fish for something.
Oh yeah, I'm the same way.
He says he's 6'3" and 285.
Well, I'm pretty sure Ryan Bortz is a pretty big fella too, and them Hobies and stuff like that, you can stand up on them, throw a cast net. I mean, they're really, really stable. So, I mean, you can definitely get in one. It's not a problem at all.
He wants me to try striper fishing from a kayak. I do want to target striper at some point. I've never targeted. I've caught a few just catfishing by accident, but I've never targeted them. I'd love to target them.
Yeah, I targeted that striper on Saturday night with that little bitty piece of chicken. I target every fish that
I mean, you gotta target the fish. You can't.
I use the same jig for striper fishing as I do for flounder fishing. The same weight, same style, everything.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Well, that makes it pretty easy then.
Put a bigger swim bait on for striper. That's all.
Heck yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to make sure we caught up with everybody. We've had a great crowd tonight. And, we were up to 60-some folks in chat. We're still sitting at 52 folks in chat. So thank you guys all for tuning in, and hit the thumbs up if you haven't. That helps us out quite a bit. I meant to say yesterday, we had some new folks in chat yesterday during our live stream, but if you guys kind of new to this, if you hit a thumbs up and watch a video or leave a comment and leave a thumbs up on somebody's video, what happens in YouTube if you just go in and hit subscribe, but you never watch a video and you never hit like or comment on a video, eventually YouTube takes that sub away and you'll be no longer subscribed to that channel. And so if you want to really support the folks that are putting out content that you enjoy, I'm not talking just my channel, but any channel, then go check them out, check out a video or two, and that way you'll be sure to keep them as a sub, and you'll get new content when it comes out. And it also helps the creators. You know, the more thumbs up you get and the more comments and all that, you get your video suggested, and that they'll reach out farther and get new members tuning in. So,
well, and especially for newer people that are doing, creator content and doing stuff, to see people actually throw some thumbs up that they're enjoying it and comment saying, hey, keep going. Yeah. For somebody that's just getting going into it, that's the best thing. You can't give them anything better than that. Just that little motivation.
That's 100% right. Those of other content creators that are in chat know exactly what he just said. Every little bit really gives you the encouragement to stay at it, because I'll be honest, I've slacked off quite a bit. Put my videos out, doing the live stuff and all that. But, it's not easy. It's work to put good video. The better the video, the harder it was to do. Some guys are just naturally talented and just can make it pretty quick. But it takes some time, sit down and put everything together and make it enjoyable for the viewer. And so a simple thank you or, man, that was awesome, or something in the comment section really makes it worth it.
And that's the next step for our channel, really, is that, I've got the talk show there. I do a lot of talking in here, and, got the Friday night from Bank to Boat with Creo on our channel. And then we do the Stand Day Morning Live, where we're out fishing live every Sunday morning. But we've only got a couple of videos. So to round it out, to really succeed in YouTube and keep going and grow the numbers, and it is the videos and shorts now with the new thing with the shorts. So you really got to be rounded all the way around and have all forms of content. And that's our next step, is getting better at doing the videos. And that's what you'll see from us coming up.
Yep, I agree 100%. The live stream, especially when you have a real long live stream, you get them 5-6 hours. I'll be honest, I'm the same way. When I got some time to watch a video or two, I'm not going to sit down and pick a 2 to 6 hour live stream to try to sit through. I'm going to grab a 20-minute video, a 30-minute video. Those are my favorites right around that time. Some people like them even shorter, but for me, I don't like having to look for a new video every 6 minutes. I like them longer videos. But those ones, live streams, they get viewed once, typically, and that's during the event. And after that, they're really not viewed much more. And so the actual videos have to, balance things out. Laura made a comment. She said, I'm getting thumbs down now, so I really must be somebody. And,
that's right. There you go.
Yeah, when you got haters, you made it. You made it. Yeah, I mean, and the thing I'll say about that is, don't pay any attention to that. You're always going to have somebody that doesn't like what you're doing, doesn't appreciate what you're doing, and there's nothing you can do about those guys or girls or whatever the case may be. You just put your head down and push on through. I seen J-Dog's early in the stream. He said, "Shame on whoever gave me a thumbs down already. We hadn't even really got started." But don't pay no attention to that. Pay no attention to that. You can't get caught up on that stuff, or you'll what's it called? Bite your nose to spite your face, or something like that.
Yeah. Bite your, something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember how it goes either.
Isn't it funny? You get on these and you're trying to come up with something, and the words just escape the mind.
That is a fact.
Did you see what Palmetto put there? Make Stan through your GoPro jumpsuit and set him free. He'll come back with tons of footage.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Stan free, the next generation Jeremy Wade. That would be awesome.
There you go. Well, guys, we're right at an hour and a half. I didn't even realize it. I thought I only looked because I thought we was getting close to an hour, and we're at an hour and a half almost. Anything you guys want to add that we haven't touched on tonight, or anything you want to talk about?
I tend to talk a lot. So
That's we'll be here all night.
What's that?
I said you should have known better than to ask him that. He'll be here all night.
Yeah. I have to. Well, I know it's getting later, and I got to call my buddy back, and we got to take a look at the weather for tomorrow. It looks like we got some thunderstorms in the afternoon, so I'm not sure if we're going to go ahead and go out in the morning and see what we can't pull off or reschedule. I'm not sure. He's actually leaving for Lake Erie Thursday, so that's going to be a fun trip there.
Anything you want to add, son?
Nope.
No, you're good to go. All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for all the continued support for all the channels. Congratulations, Sharina. Palmetto, great job this weekend. Iron Cat was absolutely amazing. There was a ton of fish caught. There was a lot of fun. Catfish community, we want to just keep growing.
Yep.
Check us out Friday night with my good buddy Creo there. He was in the Iron Cat, did a great job. We got Bank to Boat Friday nights at 8 o'clock. Stand Day Morning Live. We'll be back out there somewhere on the James River on Sunday morning at 8. And I got much love for everybody. We just want to, move on to that next thing, and looking for the next thing coming up after that. So it's all about the catfish.
Good luck, Christian, land another monster. Hey, real quick, I'll ask it we're going to hit that 1,000. I have a feeling it's going to happen sooner than later. So anybody that I know there were some comments in there, folks that wanted to help out with a giveaway, contact me and let me know what you'd like to do, and we're going to put something good together, and I'll get it out there and come up with a video for everyone to comment on or something like that to do the giveaway. So we'll get that rolling. There you go. Kevin says 9:04 now. We're picking up a couple here, a couple there. We're getting there, but definitely want to do something big. Show my appreciation, man. I can't thank you all enough. I'd just be sitting here talking to these two guys if it wasn't for everybody else in chat and everyone else. Which happens. We can talk. I'd
still be talking, yeah. Roger, we've talked a few times for without an audience, so
yeah. I can get caught up pretty quick, just as well as anybody. I do my fair share of chatting along. But I appreciate you guys coming in tonight and sharing some time with us, man. Again, congratulations on the accomplishments. Big fish, small fish, we're calling all fish. 2Stans fishing. You guys did a fantastic job. Couldn't be more proud of you. Thanks for tuning in tonight, everybody. We'll see you guys next week, next Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. Same cat time, same cat channel.
I'll be
Bye.
here.